Calling all underwater sea creatures mermaids, mermen, fish, jellyfish, medusas, fish, sunken boats, submarines. Today, our topic is mermaids. It's hot in Texas. A lot of people are going swimming, going sailing, going boating. What about where you are? Anybody on the water or in the water?
I apologize. It took me a while to answer you. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. I know you're always slightly stunned.
Also, I'm kind of confused by all these buttons. I've never paid much attention to them, and now I try to unmute my microphone. I pressed the wrong one. I wasn't even sure that I'm online or not. Well, speaking of what was it? How am I doing?
Unmuting yourself is so funny. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's overcast but sunny. If I'm not mistaken, your question was what's the weather like? That's where am I at? Yes, that would be my answer. Would that qualify as an answer?
Yes, yeah, it does qualify as an answer, but you have not won a prize.
Who did?
No. Well, I don't know. I think in Albuquerque they're giving away the prizes. Well, we hope that some of our listeners tuned in yesterday for another long installment of our story, Drop and Roll. And the cover shot is of, the desert in Albuquerque, New Mexico. But today, our cover shot is going to be about a mermaid. And mermaid, traditionally, upper half naked woman and lower half fish. So if you think about a woman swimming naked in the sea, suppose you're just sitting on the rocks. Well, that would be like a drink, but sitting on the rocks on the shore, and you're just looking at the water, and you see this beautiful naked woman in the sea. I mean, wouldn't you want to join her?
Well, women are more beautiful in the sea, but that's not what women are for. I just I was making a joke, you understand? Because there is a saying that ships are safer in harbor, but that's not what ships are for. I made a joke and then I thought, God, do I sound misogynistic or somehow not politically correct? And that's why I started to apologize, saying that was a joke.
No. I think as part of your therapy, you should stop apologizing because you're very, very polite. And
thank you.
You're
sometimes, sort of. I know not judgment, but I'm kind of go through anyway. I don't know. I can't help myself.
What I mean is that you're always apologizing, and probably whatever you're saying or thinking is okay. I just know that, men will be men and boys will be boys, and women will lure men into dangerous places and destroy them.
Absolutely. So, I mean, that's how the world works. We don't have to be ashamed of it.
I know, especially as a woman, it's awesome. It's so great,
Yeah, well, thank you, because you're a woman and you're not taking it personally, and you agree to disagree, and so do I.
Yes, and we invite our subscribers to make a few little comments below. I'm pretty sure that many men have had their hearts broken, and many women have lured men into relationships that ended disastrously. That is how the world works. And
yes,
I think that seduction is a part of the game. They say that men like a chase, and that they really don't like an easy woman. They like a more challenging woman, and I find flirting just to be fun and kind of. I mean, I'm kind of goofy, so I know different people here in Dallas, and they think that I'm funny, and they owe me a drink, or I'll buy them a drink, or people are doing shots. But going into the night. Go ahead.
You put that image on my mind that I can't get rid of about the woman sprawled on the harbor rocks, hoping for an easy meal, which is probably a man because she's a mermaid, and mermaids are vicious predators.
Yes, yes, that's true. The mermaids in the story of Odysseus, who is trying to get home, after Trojan War to his wife Penelope, who has all these male suitors around her because they think he's not coming back. And she's weaving and unweaving some kind of tapestry, but she's surrounded by all these hungry men. So, anyhow, I mean, she's beautiful, but, she's married.
I like the
But
name Penelope's.
Penelope, yes. And Odysseus is sailing along, and the expression between a rock and a hard place, like it's such a difficult situation. I feel like I'm between a rock and a hard place. Well, I think that came
Welcome to my
from
world.
Odysseus sailing between those two straits. I think it's called Scylla and Charybdis or something like that. And he's trying to sail his ship. He's just trying to like get home after work. He's just driving, or he's like on the subway. He's just trying to get home. And all of a sudden a woman catches his attention. And there are several women shore or kind of swimming around, and they're called the sirens, Sirens. So sirens are some more, I don't know, mermaid is just like one, fish below, naked boobs above. But a siren is known for her song, for her sweet voice. So the siren is usually, well, we know a siren like an ambulance is a loud screeching sound, but the sirens are famous for seducing men with their voice. Because
I've never
women
given any thought to that. I knew about sirens, like they use an ambulance, but I've never made any parallels between sirens in the sea and the sirens on this ambulance.
I haven't either. I mean, I know that the sirens are the names of the specific creatures that lured Odysseus kind of off track, and he had to like strap himself to his mast and, forge ahead, so not distracted by these women. But the word siren means kind of an alarming sound. But the sirens in Odysseus, the adventures of Odysseus, these are women who have such voices that can seduce men.
Yeah, but I think sirens are more dangerous than mermaids because mermaids are just beautiful creatures. But sirens, they're sort of predators. They have these claws, right? I've seen a picture of one, and it wasn't pretty at all. They have fangs and claws, and it doesn't look like any attractive at all.
Well, if you think about women, one of the ways that women like to dress up for men or to get ready to go out is to have their nails done. So they might have pretty red nail polish and red lipstick.
And also beautiful teeth, right? Which are kind of equivalent to fangs sirens have.
Yes, and with the whole vampire craze,
Yes.
all the Vampire Diaries and all that stuff, like they're kind of smiling, and then like once you buy them a beer, like in Vampire World, and before that, before you know it, they've stolen your Rolex watch.
But do they have any father? I mean, they should have had a father. Who would that be? Like mermaids and sirens are sisters, but who's the father?
I don't know. Poseidon is the god of the sea, and he has a lower fish body, and he has the trident, the three-pronged fork, and I think they're like part of the mythology of the sea. There's a lot of Disney. There's a Disney show, Under the Sea, and there's mermaid wedding gowns that have been very popular in the past 5 or 6 years. I just know that the mythology of the sea involves, spears and fangs and nail polish and,
I remember when I was young, I remember that stories where where the ship actually, I don't know, probably what they call it when it went down, the ship.
shipwreck.
Yeah, the shipwreck. They wait for the shipwreck in the storm, and when man falls overboard, these mermaids, this kind of save them. I'm not sure what's gonna happen next. Maybe they eat them or just bring them to their home. But
Well, you
sirens and
know,
mermaids,
well,
they were like the ideal woman who would have taken care of you, unlike siren, I guess.
no, the thing
Who did
about
the
the mermaids in the sea waiting for a shipwreck, you know, men have legs and they walk on land, and the mermaids are there just with the seaweed and the jellyfish. There's like no guys to get with, just like crazy mermen, and you know, how many can
Are
you get
you
with?
mermaid or
So like what
siren? Well,
me? Oh, I'm a Texan.
yeah,
I have.
yeah. But if you would have to choose, make a choice, who would that be?
Well, I do have a pretty good voice. I
So
also
that makes
have
you siren.
a pretty good body.
So that
I
makes you
do like
mermaid.
I do like to dance and don't give anyone my phone number. I don't know. I I heard of this
Could you?
expression mermaid sapphire or sapphire mermaid. What is that?
I don't know. I always thought that's the name of a ship. But
Oh,
you said that the KGB spy pseudonym. I'm not sure why you come up with this, but I thought that's a ship's name. I think the ship with a name like that would be great.
yeah, that would be good.
Would you
Quite
would you
often
would you
at
be
the
willing
front of the
to
ship.
raid? Would you be
Say it
willing to
again.
raid a ship? Would you be
Am I going to
willing
raid
to?
ships?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, my brothers and I are all into pirates. I have two brothers, and we have long, like we've traveled around in the military as we were growing up with our family, and my brothers and I have this joke that we are pirates. We know how to walk into a place and like take stuff out of it, get people to buy us drinks, get people to do this and that. Like we're raiders. We are pirates. We go into a place and we take charge. Especially my brothers. They are complete womanizers. They are good looking. They are good looking, and they are good looking.
yeah. Now tell me, because I need to know. Can you swim?
Are you invited? Yes, I can swim.
Because mermaids, they swim really fast. They
Oh,
also don't have. They have horrible vision. Mermaids, and
I
if
do wear
you,
glasses. Yeah, I have glasses. I used to wear contact lenses, but I got tired of them. I just wear glasses.
but mermaids also they omnivorous, but they favor meat. Do you like meat?
I love meat, barbecue,
But you're
sausage,
practically half
steaks.
mermaid.
I sometimes feel like a mermaid. Yeah, sometimes I don't know. But the thing is, I have to have. Well, I mean, I might be a mermaid in disguise, pretending to be a woman, because like I have shoes and I have feet, I have legs.
Yeah, but you speak English because mermaids they wouldn't speak English, would they? They have this language. I don't know. It's made of clicking noises and stuff. Or
Language.
dolphins, you know.
No, I think the mermaids speak Italian. Molto piacere.
No,
See,
I don't think
you're
they do.
laughing. Yes, you were laughing.
I never
You were
heard
just,
mermaid speak in Italian. I never read about that.
I was just speaking Italian to you.
Yeah, but you're
Molto
not a mermaid.
piacere. Do you know what I said?
Yeah, you said molto piacere.
Well, what does that mean in English?
Очень. I was gonna answer you in Russian subconsciously somehow. Just the words just came out. Just
You answered
I
in
don't know
Russian?
what happened. I apologize. Yeah,
What did you
that
say?
probably meant like very nice. No, not very nice.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
molto piacere means so happy to meet you. Molto like mucho. Molte. So happy to meet you. And what did you tell me?
Yeah, yeah, that is. Well, I was gonna say very, but somehow the word translated itself into Russian, and I just I don't know what happened. It kind of came out. Would that
Yes, mermaids
be
can do that.
okay?
Mermaids can make you say and do things that you don't even know that you're doing. This is the power of the mermaid. I was really
Yeah, that's it.
surprised at, like, I like to look at dresses and clothes and trends in fashion. I like, looking at Dior and Chanel and, all the, like shoes and watches and hats and everything. But I noticed, some years ago, a lot of, they have this magazine in Dallas called D, capital D. And it talks about the fancy restaurants and the new houses and some of the weddings that are going on. The weddings are in Florence or Finland or someplace where all these rich Dallas people go to get married. And I look at some of the wedding dresses, and many of the popular styles for wedding dresses is a strapless top, very tight bodice, and like emphasizing the hips with a flare below the knees, which would be a mermaid style, and then lots and lots and lots of tulle, Tulle, for a veil that's really, really long. And they have to have several little girls carrying this veil.
Yeah.
And then the poor groom is just standing there, a victim of the ceremony. But perhaps I'm being overly dramatic, but the mermaid style wedding dress has been very, very popular lately. Yes. Are you still there? I mentioned the groom was a victim. Did that scare you? Maybe you had to take another call, so I'll just continue talking. The mermaid is popular on greeting cards. We see the mermaid as
I apologize. Can you hear me okay?
yeah, I said you probably had to take
Awful, something awful happened. No, I was gonna, indeed someone called and I answered and I just prayed to God that you wouldn't hang up on me. And then I went back to call and you said, are you still there? I said, yes, I'm back. But you like didn't notice. And I had to mess with the settings again. I've noticed that my mute button was on. Can you imagine that? So whatever I told you, you wouldn't be able to hear. And then I unmute myself.
No, it sounds great. You sound even better. No,
Yeah, I thought
great.
I was gonna say that you put that image that when mermaid is a product of interspecies breeding, like I thought, could human be a human and fish? If human and fish had a child, would that be a mermaid?
It would be a mer child.
Huh?
It would be a mer child. Well, okay, so
mermaid.
No, the maid is the woman, the merman. There's man, woman, merman, merwoman. Okay, if there's a man having sex with a mermaid, it might be kind of hard because, she's a fish. I'm not really up on fish anatomy, but the idea of the mermaid, I think, this is just my idea from like psychoanalysis point of view, that men know what to do with a woman from the waist up, They know what to do. They know how to handle all that. But like what to do with the waist down, like be involved, don't be involved, be faithful, don't be faithful. You go after everything that looks good. Should you be a good boyfriend? Should you be a bad boyfriend? Like there's so many temptations. So I see the mermaid as kind of an archetypal symbol of temptation. And it's like I mentioned when you were you were muting yourself. When you were muting yourself, I thought, well, he's probably just touched the wrong button or got another phone call. So I'll just keep talking. And I was saying that, mermaids are on greeting cards. They're the Starbucks logo. They're in wedding dresses.
Oh, that was a mermaid. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have the Starbucks.
Yeah, and
metallic one. There's a mermaid on it.
Is she looking at you?
Well, half worn out, so I didn't even realize it was a mermaid because I bought it a long time ago.
You're
It's kind of, but hey, do you think you can domesticate the mermaid if you have one?
No, you can't. She's going to kill you first. The idea for the
Because I have
mermaid
this fish tank, and it's empty almost, and I'd like to domesticate it. Hold on. I apologize. The mermaid came in.
Well,
Yeah,
the thing
mermaid, rather siren, because I like awful woman. Would that be a siren? Because mermaid's a nice looking creature, but siren in my mind now is something terrifying.
kind
And
of
that was a
demanding.
siren.
Sirens, they would be bosses. Yeah, they would be bosses, people in charge of conference rooms, people in charge of
That's my point. My point exactly. Bipedal mermaid.
Well, this fish tank, the thing about the fish tank is too small for the mermaid. So the main idea for the mermaid is for her, like you're a man and you're on land and you're walking around, or you're in your car, or you're like on the subway. And the mermaid's goal is to get you into the sea and drown you with amazing adventures. So a mermaid is not going to crawl up on land and get in your car and go home with you. No, not going to happen. She wants you to get in the water with her. Now, there's some wonderful places around the world to swim in the water. Like I have been swimming in the Mediterranean Sea. I have been swimming in the Aegean Sea. I have been swimming in the Pacific. No, I didn't. I don't think I went. Well, I walked a little bit into the Pacific Ocean. But have you been into some beautiful seas, like swimming?
And the Black Sea, absolutely. I've been there, but I don't like seas. I like rivers, especially the huge one, like in Siberia. I'm a river man.
You're a river man. Okay, I see that. I mean, I hear that. Well, Hemingway liked fishing, and Hemingway liked rivers, and
but he lived on the sea.
Well, he lived down in Miami for a while, and he went to Europe, and yeah, I like the seas. There's this wonderful poem. It's called "Not Waving, but Drowning," and it's about this woman who is out at sea, and the people on the shore see her waving, but actually she was drowning, and they missed the message. Well, not to be depressing, but you want to get a mermaid into a tank in your apartment.
Yeah, because I have this huge fish tank. It's empty now, but I used to keep fish, and I thought, what if there was a mermaid? Would I be able to domesticate her? But then again, I told you. You told me.
Is she going to be like miniature mermaid, like to fit in your hand?
I don't know, 5'3", 5'4", would that be a miniature mermaid?
No, a fish tank. Well,
Tina Fey kind of mermaid.
No. That's a fish tank. Is like like for your hand. That's the biggest fish could be in a fish tank.
Oh no, I have a huge one.
You have a huge fish tank. Why do you have this tank? Why have you never told me about this huge fish tank?
I like fish. Well, I haven't told you about a lot of things that doesn't mean they don't exist. But then mermaids, I thought the first thing in my mind was I need one.
Yeah, a mermaid?
It's a fantasy. Yeah. It's a fantasy. It doesn't really need to be super accurate, right? But the miniature, or I don't know what kind of mermaid would qualify for a miniature, but I still like to have one.
Have a mermaid sex. I don't know. It's like
no, I didn't say that. You don't.
You said the word fantasy.
No. Yeah, but fantasy. I didn't say the S word.
Sex? Why didn't you say it?
I stopped saying that because it's like we will be breaking the community rules on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Well,
they don't like the S word.
Oh, S. Okay. How about snake?
Snake, you can say.
How about starboard?
Why did you bring up snakes?
Why did you bring up mermaids? No, I'm just thinking about like archetypes.
Do you think they're closer to whales? Because the whales are not fish. Mermaids.
whales are mammals and they have a giant hole in their head that water comes out of. Like, I mean, I have seen guys that are like whales. They just talk and talk and talk, and they have like a huge head. Like, I don't, they're, I don't like these kind of guys. No,
Why?
no.
Why
I don't
don't you
know.
like this kind of whale type of guy?
It's too fat.
You don't like mammals?
Mammals? Mammals.
Yeah. You don't like mammals?
No, guys that have gigantic heads. And you know, they just think so much of themselves.
Yeah,
I like
but
some,
mermaids aren't mammals, are they? They're fish.
they're imaginary creatures. They're creatures. They're creatures of our imagination that sort of fulfill our fantasy idea of mystery. Just like, you know, yeah, I mean, you know, men are
Well, half of this world is imaginary. I mean, you imagine it, and then in 10 years, it's reality. Same here. You say that mermaids are imaginary creatures. But what if they're not? What if there are mermaids? You just don't happen to see them very often. Are you
well,
upset?
I mean, no, I'm just thinking that we don't even need mermaids. There's so many okay, I think of the mermaid as a seductress, someone seducing men. And I'm saying that just Dallas is full of seductresses. They have blonde hair. They're riding around in convertibles. They have beautiful legs. They have beautiful, and like, you know, the men they are destroying the men. I mean, we even have a beer called Dallas Blonde. It's a type of an IPA, and you know, Dallas is ruled by blondes, and it is very hard. It is a difficult city because women are quite vicious, and by vicious I mean they're after men with money. They want men to fly them different places. I talk to a lot of different people of different ages, and I know any number of different age men that have been like destroyed by women. I'm not even kidding. Like, just women have just devastated them, and they talk to me about it.
You know, this is the first episode which we fully dedicated to its subject, because we sometimes kind of
Drift off.
slid off when we're talking about what?
Yeah, we kind of drift off course. Here we're on course. We're on track with the mermaids and the mermen and the blondes and fish tanks. Yeah, I think we're doing a good job. You know, it only took us 3 years to get to this point, but we're making progress.
We were bettering ourselves.
We are.
Telepathy.
Everyone's going swimming and sailing and on boats and vacations, and June is the month of weddings and engagements, and you know, love is in the air in Dallas. I mean, and if you're not in a relationship, you're like no one. You know, you feel like a loser.
Really?
And well, I'm just saying how it is in Dallas. You know, people are riding around their sports cars with the convertibles down, and their hotels that had these like rooftop swimming pools, and it's going to be the 4th of July, you know, in about a week or so. But it's very sunny and warm in Dallas, and there's swimsuits everywhere, and there's girls in yoga pants everywhere, and there's guys that look great. I mean, everyone looks good in the summertime. You wonder who are all these people? Like, where did they come from? It's
but I guess you and me, we are happy being on our own and comfortable in our own skin, right? We don't have to have any relationship, because solitude can be a good thing.
Yes, and also, you know, I don't know a lot about starfish, but I just know that I like starfish because you can cut off the leg of a starfish and it'll grow back.
It's awful what you say. What you have just said is scary.
Why I think it's beautiful that a
Because you put
starfish.
that image into my mind again. It's not beautiful.
No, I admire the starfish for his tenacity.
Too late.
It's like she cut my leg off. I'm just gonna
Now
slowly
my solitude now has a hole in it, a huge black hole in it. Because you said about that awful thing about starfish on its legs.
No,
Well, I guess that would be end of our therapy session for today because I'm, absolutely devastated.
traumatized.
Why would you do that to me?
Well, I mean, if it wasn't me, it would be someone else that would do it. No, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Legs. I like legs. Maybe we should stop over our head. Should I? Should
Can
I
you ring
ring
your
the
bell,
bell?
please? Please.